She said that during cross-examination yesterday, he was evasive and often relied on saying, "I don't remember," when being pressed with some questions.
British YouTuber known as Young Philly has been found not guilty of raping a woman in Perth, but has been found guilty of assault.
2 years after it started, the Young Philly case is finally finished, and the verdict landed in a way almost nobody was fully expecting. Something messier. In this one, we're breaking down the entire timeline, from the original allegations to today's verdict, what he was actually found guilty and not guilty of, and what his own friends did while all of this was playing out.
We begin with breaking news, and a popular musician and YouTuber from the UK known as Young Philly has been extradited from Queensland to WA, accused of serious allegations following an incident in Perth.
It goes back to September 2024, when Philly, real name Andres Felipe Valencia Barrientos, kicked off an Australia tour with a show at Bar One nightclub in Perth. Hours after that show, a woman in her 20s reported to Western Australia police that she'd been sexually assaulted in his hotel room. He was arrested in Brisbane, extradited back to Perth, and charged with 4 counts of sexual penetration without consent, 3 counts of assault occasioning bodily harm, and 1 count of impeding someone's breathing. A magistrate granted him bail despite prosecutors arguing he had the money to flee the country entirely, generating around $700,000 a year off his YouTube and TikTok accounts alone. The conditions were strict: stay in Western Australia, report to police daily, no contact with the alleged victim, and no posting about the case to his millions of followers. It didn't stop there either. While out on bail that December, he got caught doing 159 kilometers an hour in a 100 zone, had his car impounded, and pleaded guilty to dangerous driving, facing up to 9 months in prison just for that, on top of everything else. Then, in January 2025, 2 additional sexual assault charges came in from a separate allegation, bringing the total count up to 6. By March, he was back in court pleading not guilty to everything, and when paparazzi caught him outside, all he offered was a cheerful, "Enjoy the weather, it's a lovely day," before getting into a car. That single moment ended up defining a big chunk of how the public saw him for the next year. Calm, unbothered, completely unwilling to actually address what he was accused of.
Bro, I'm missing Pepe's in the UK. I tried to make my own little version, you know. Shouldn't be drinking them at all, but I'm trying to justify it with the 0 sugar, man. Oh yeah, I still ain't cut my hair. I've just been trimming it. So like when it gets longer, I'll get it down to like a level 2, but I won't shape it up or nothing. And then, yeah, I'll just trim this. So yeah, that's what's messing me up. But I think I'm back. Started my day at 4:30 in the morning, man. Now that I'm on no sugars, I don't even know what my favorite drink is. Everything energy. Bare Monster, Red Bull, Vista, everything's bare energy drinks. There's a drink in the UK that I'd love to have right now. Even though I said, yeah, no sugar, I'd love it right now. Only real man know about this drink. What's it called? Sun Exotic. You see the little carton juice? I think it's like 59p. The red one, the tropical juice one. Oh! I think it's called Sun Exotic. Let me get a picture up, hold on. I think there. Elite.
For almost a full year after that, he basically vanished from public life. Then in September 2025, he resurfaced with 2 Snapchat posts. One asking if his curly hair suited him, one showing off his PC setup, bragging about being good at Warzone and eating pork. No mention of the case at all. People online pour into that instantly, calling it elite deflection, pointing out that his first post back after everything was about his hair. That silence and the way he chose to break it is part of what made the actual trial feel so loaded once it finally started.
Prosecutors allege what was originally consensual sexual activity turned violent back at his city hotel room. The woman bitten several times. At one stage, the rapper's accused of putting his hands around her neck, impeding her breathing. Andres Barrientos is accused of 10 charges in 9 News at 4 and 6. Hear what the complainant has to say about what happened that.
The trial finally started July 20th, 2026, 11 days in the District Court of Western Australia. Australia. Prosecutors told the jury he was an entitled man with a moderate degree of fame who'd been violent toward an impressionable young woman. The details that came out in court were genuinely brutal. The woman testified the encounter started consensually before turning aggressive, alleging biting on her neck, cheek, and breast hard enough to break skin and require a tetanus shot, a hand held around her neck, a slap, and rape after consent was withdrawn. Photos of bruising and bite marks were shown to the jury as evidence. Philly's side argued the bites were, in his own words, love bite, and that her account contained inconsistencies.
A British YouTuber known as Young Philly has been found not guilty of raping a woman in Perth, but has been found guilty of assault. Andres Barrientos has not been able to leave Australia without court permission since he was charged with the violent sexual assault of a 20-year-old woman after a concert in Perth. A jury has found the 30-year-old rapper guilty on 2 charges of assault causing bodily harm, but not guilty on 3 charges of penetration without consent. Barrientos is expected to return to court next month for a sentence.
On July 31st, the jury delivered its verdict, and it came out split. Not guilty on 3 counts of sexual penetration without consent, not guilty on the strangulation charge, but guilty on 2 counts of assault occasioning bodily harm tied to the same incident. And on 3 more rape counts, the jury simply couldn't reach a decision at all, meaning those charges are still technically unresolved, with prosecutors yet to confirm whether they'll push for a retrial. Finley reportedly wept when the verdicts were read. He remains free on bail until the case returns to court on August 21st to sort out sentencing on the assault convictions and next steps on the unresolved rape counts.
Now,
Called Bruce, like I've got bare best friends.
brother, do you define best? You can't have 4 bests.
I don't believe in associates. Do you get what I'm saying?
I get you. Cool.
Everyone I actually chat to is my friend.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying?
100, but who's your best friend?
I ain't got none.
You must.
Here's the part that honestly says just as much about this whole saga as the verdict itself. What his friends actually did once the allegations first came out. Philly built his name as part of Beta Squad, the UK YouTube collective, and had a running collab show with Chunkz specifically. The moment the charges dropped in late 2024, that live show got canceled immediately. And from there, Philly basically stopped appearing in group content altogether. Not one member of that group posted anything defending him or vouching for his character early on. The closest thing to a public stance from anyone close to him was a general line about waiting for a final verdict.
Like everyone, I've heard the reports coming out of Australia. Whilst I understand many of you want my reaction on it, as this is an ongoing court case, I hope you guys can understand that I can't and won't be commenting on it publicly. So yeah, I've just come on here to basically let you know the reasons as to why I can't. Love.
Before saying anything more. Add it all up, and this case ends the way it started, complicated and unresolved in more ways than one. He walked away acquitted of rape and strangulation, but convicted of assault, with 3 more rape counts still hanging over him, depending on what prosecutors decide next. His public persona through all of it stayed almost defiantly unbothered. Hair selfies and war zone brags instead of any real statement. And the people closest to him mostly just went quiet and let the case run its course without it. Whatever happens at sentencing next month, this isn't a clean ending for anyone involved. Drop a comment on what you think happens at sentencing and subscribe so you catch the update the moment it drops.